I wanted to talk to you about our Lit Circle project. It's going to be due on May 11th. It can be turned in early for extra credit, actually. And what you're going to do is select project options that add up to 100 points, okay? And we'll go over the rubric and the expectations. You're also going to get a copy of this. So you can see each of the project options has the points labeled there. And so there's two that are 75 points, and then there's several that are 25 points. So depending on what you want to do, you could either do a lot of smaller projects or one bigger project and one smaller project. Kind of keep in mind that if it's worth 75 points, the effort and work that goes into it should reflect that extra, how many points you're getting for it. So the other thing I want to point out is that some of them are artistic. So write a comic book version of your book, that is artistic. Create an illustrated timeline, that's going to be artistic. Make a map. I guess you could probably do that on a computer, but that may be artistic. Creating a CD album cover. But then there's also some that are more writing and they don't take that artistic talent, because I know some of you guys would rather not do something where you have to draw. So writing an interview, part of the album cover is the 10 songs, and then definitely the PowerPoint. So the PowerPoint it can be creative because you can use colors and fonts and things to make your PowerPoint look good and be interesting, but it doesn't take that hand drawing and you don't have to be a good artist to do a really good job on this project. So read through these and ask me if you have any questions. I do have, bullets under each, and so that should give you a good idea of kind of what you're doing. But talk to me if you have any questions. Now, as far as the rubric and the expectations, a novice project would really convey that I can't tell from grading the project and looking at it that you really even read the book. So little evidence that the student read the book. The project doesn't really convey the meaning of the book, or the only meaning that's conveyed is what is easily Googled. There's not a lot of organization. It's not really visually appealing. It's not something that people want to look at for more than a couple of seconds. There's not a lot of detail, not a lot of attention paid to kind of the nuances in the story and things that are going on in the novel. And there's minimal effort. Okay, so that would be 50 to 70 would be the grade that your that project gets. I know most of you, so you can read through these yourselves. They just get gradually a little bit more complex and more quality projects. But I know a lot of you are interested in getting the A. So the expert projects, you clearly communicate the meaning of the book, not just what you can Google, but you have some insight into the nuance of the book. There's strong evidence that you've read and that you understood the book. It's well organized. It's professional and or creative and artistic. So, everything is spelled right. You are using proper grammar. It's very neat. It's, again, when I say creative and artistic, I probably wouldn't do the comic book because I'm not really, really a good artist. I can manage some things, but I'm more comfortable with stick figures, and stick figures are not going to get me this. Stick figures are going to be down here. Okay, so I wouldn't choose that as a project for me. I would probably do the PowerPoint where I can do a spell check, mess with the colors, mess with the fonts, and have fun in that kind of way. But some of you who are artistic, definitely we have some great artists in this class, and hopefully you guys can do wonderful work on these. Thorough attention to details. Okay, so both within the project that you've paid attention and in your evidence to the book. It's not just a superficial again, the summary that I can find online, but it's actually talking about the meaning of the book, the nuances of the book, some of the details from the book. And then evidence of effort, that you put in some effort on this. Okay, so my expectations, any artwork should be completed on unlined paper, and I will get you unlined paper. We shouldn't have notebook paper because this is going to be a test grade. Get some unlined paper. If you want colored paper or construction paper, let me know, and I will make sure that you have that. Work can be neatly written, handwritten, or in ink or typed. Okay, so the final project that you give to me, I don't want pencil. We need to write it in ink so that it stands out and it's clear, or you can type it and print it out. The project should be printed and ready to turn in or before the due date. So May 11th, you can't walk in and say, here's a memory stick, I can't print it. Go to the library before school and print it. Hopefully have it done a few days before so that you can make arrangements and have that printed. You can print them at school. You can do it on your Office 365 account, and then you can print from that to one of the printers that we have at school. Just don't wait until the morning, the day that it's due. You will get extra credit if you turn in either extra points. So if you want to do 125 points worth of project, you can do that, and you would get extra credit for that. And also you would get some extra credit for turning it in early. So work must be completed by hand. We're not going to cut and paste or copy off the internet. And that includes pictures, that includes text. You may cite some things and have quotes, but make sure that we have quotations and that we have things properly cited. But we're not just, you don't want to just cut and paste and not cite anything. And you're going to have 3 full class days and then 4 full weeks before this project's due from the time that you're getting it. So make sure that it's showing that you spent that minimum of 3 hours to complete it. Okay? It shouldn't take you 8 hours to complete. It should take you 3 hours to complete. So as you're looking at the projects, as you're thinking about it, what's the best quality that you can do in the 3 hours that you have that shows evidence that you read, understood the book, and that would be the most enjoyable projects for you. And that's what I want you to print, and I want you to utilize your 3 class days that you have to work on it. Utilize a little bit of time maybe outside of school, but since classes are 50 minutes, you have nearly the 3 hours just in class time. So that's the expectation for the project. And again, you're going to get a copy of this. Again, it's due May 11th. And please ask me if you have any questions as you get into the details of the project.